What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. And in today's video I want to talk a little bit about this game, the Crew Motorfest, which is very rare on my channel since you guys know I don't really post this type of, well, just this game in general. I just don't really post it that often. The last time I ended up uploading a video on this thing was like 6 or 7 months ago, back in like March, when there was like an update and they added a new car in the game that I really liked and I wanted to try it out. And then before that, it was back when the game was actually released. So it was like September and October of last year was when I played the Crew Motorfest. But I still had to make this video, or I wanted to make this video, because even though I have my own issues with this game, not able to go over 60 FPS, the graphics are a little weird, the handling physics I'm not a big fan of at all, but overall, as a game, I think Ivory Tower, the developers for this game, are doing a fantastic job. And I've always said this even about the Crew 2 as well. I think they're doing a fantastic job with post-release support. I think they're probably the best in the business, and I'm saying this as a Forza fan. Like, I enjoy Forza and I enjoy the stuff that they bring into the game, but I think Ivory Tower just do it perfectly. They just do it right. There's a ton of free content, all coming with updates and all that sort of stuff, and it just gets given to people to play. And the reason why I'm making this video is because year 2 of this game, so obviously this game's now been out for about a year. Year 2 is going to be crazy for this game, because not only is this game going to get a massive update, but it's just going to get a new map as well. So you're going to get the entire Maui Island added into the game, and apparently it's going to be integrated into the existing game seamlessly. So there's no like loading screen. You don't have to go into a menu to go and search for whatever for the island, and you go and you get teleported to the island or something like that. It's literally just in the game. It's going to be accessible by playing boat and even by car. They're going to be making apparently a bridge over to it. So how sick is that? They're just going to give us like a whole new island to play on. So not only do we have this island that we have here, which is massive, we're going over to Maui, another massive island that they're adding into the game. And again, it's completely free. Not only that, but obviously there's a whole new pass that comes out, adding apparently 20 new cars into the game. And of course, all of this is going to come with brand new what are they called, like playlists. So you can do so many different types of things. Some playlists including like cops and robbers and stuff like that. How sick is that? That's unreal. Again, it's just, they're also introducing rival events as well. So there's a lot of new PvE content apparently coming into the game as well, with this year 2 pass / update. And last but not least, they're doing something ridiculous. They're doing something that I don't think we've ever heard before, but it's so funny that they're announcing it now. After Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown was released, and they had a massive issue with its release and always being online, they decided to, for this next update that's coming out on November 6th, to make the game offline as well. So not only online only, like it was in the past, as you'd have, the first crew, I think the second crew as well, the first, the second, and the third crew, I'm pretty sure they were always online. Obviously, the Crew 1 is now no longer being supported, and a lot of people are kind of, they were complaining back when they were doing that. So obviously, there's no service for the Crew 1, but the Crew Motorfest, and get this, even people that still play the Crew 2, you will now have an offline only mode as well. So they've kind of listened to people complaining about the Crew 1 going basically off market, like you just can't play the game anymore. And with the Crew 2 and the Crew Motorfest, you will now be able to have an offline mode as well. So even if somehow, some way, whenever the time is that they're going to get rid of the service for these games, you will still be able to play the game. How sick is that? It's just, it just needs to be a standard in the gaming industry. Always online is just so bad, it makes no sense for any game to have it. But I'm happy that Ivory Tower are actually doing something right and making their Crew games offline as well. It's very sick. I have the list up here on my screen of a bunch of things that they're going to change. Pretty much exactly what I've said. So yeah, Maui will be seamlessly integrated into the game world, meaning you'll be able to travel between the 2 islands by sea, by air, or by land via a connecting bridge, all without any loading screens. How sick is that? And it's just an update. You get a whole other map to play on, and obviously new roads and all that sort of stuff that they've put on that map. And yeah, it's sick. The development team at the Ubisoft Ivory Tower designed the recreation of Maui as its own distinct island by honoring real-life features like the road to Hana, thick bamboo forests, gorgeous waterfalls, how do I say this? Kaihalulu, probably. Beaches, glowing red sands, the iconic, I'm not going to say any of that, national park, and many more locations that you get to discover by yourself. It's sick. Again, it's just a whole new map that they're adding into the game. A lot of like this sort of stuff, especially if it came to Forza, for example, they would release this as a DLC. Like people would have to buy this, pay like 15 quid or whatever, and you'll get the DLC, because that's how it pretty much was in the past with their previous DLCs. But somehow, some way, the crew, Ivory Tower, they decided to give all of this stuff out for free. They have the year 2 pass as well, which again will release a bunch of random stuff. Gold and ultimate editions for the game will now also, by the way, when you're buying them, will include the year 2 pass as well, if you're buying them after November 6th. And yeah, year 2 pass will add 20 new vehicles, 9 of which will be available on day 1, and the other 11 will be released as monthly drops throughout the year. Fair enough. And again, like I said, it's all completely free. It's weird because usually when I make a video like this, it's usually sponsored, but I wanted to make this video because Ivory Tower are doing something right, and that's why I wanted to make this video. I wanted to kind of highlight how good and welcoming this is, even for a person that doesn't even play that game. It's so welcoming and so refreshing in the gaming community, not even just the racing community, but in the gaming community, to see this sort of stuff. Like, they're adding so much stuff into the game for completely free. You know what's even funnier as well? Players who haven't still picked, listen to this, players who still haven't picked up the Crew 2, you can do so for just $1 from September 10th to September 24th, and you'll be able to unlock 4 different vehicles with only 1 Crew credit from now until September 23rd. You can save up to 70% on the Crew Motorfest or 98% on the Crew 2. Both games are now on sale if you want to buy them, and the Crew 2 is $1. How sick is that? If you've ever wanted to play the Crew 2, I say just buy it now. I feel like it's a no-brainer to not buy it. You get a whole massive game for $1. Again, like I said, for something like this, it's a pretty revolutionary, because every single company, especially in the gaming community, they're so money hungry and they want more and more and more and more. And for whatever reason, Ivory Tower are doing bits. You know what's even crazier as well? That all of this is part of Ubisoft. I don't really have a lot of positive things to say about Ubisoft. I have been sponsored by Ubisoft before, so I'm gonna put my hands up here and say thank you for the sponsors. But over the past year, with the games that they have released and the headlines that they've been making, it's not looking very good for Ubisoft in general. But somehow Ivory Tower is your saving grace. I mean, like, it's somehow doing bits, and kind of maybe keeping Ubisoft's view or vision a little bit more intact. Because I mean, even Assassin's Creed now that they've shown a bunch of gameplay of it, or they showed like a bit of a trailers / gameplay of it, it doesn't look great. People are having mixed feelings about it, and obviously with their Star Wars game that they had, which was interesting to say the least. Like I said, Ubisoft has been a little iffy as of the past year, but somehow the Crew Motorfest has been releasing content for people to play, and it shows. So yeah, looking at the Steam stats right now, over the past week, the past few days, they've gone from having about 300 active players per day to having 2,000 active players per day. So it's a massive jump for a game that's a year old at this point, right? So they've gained so much popularity now over the past little while. It's actually crazy. So yeah, I mean, like I said, they're just doing something right, and it's good to see. Again, like I said, this is only Steam, so you have to kind of consider all the console players and people on Uplay as well playing the game. So the player base has just gone back up again, and a lot of people are playing this game. So again, like I said, I have my own issues with this game, so I can't really be like, oh yeah, make sure you get this game, make sure you buy it. Like, I've made videos in the past talking about this game, but yeah, again, like I said, if they're doing something right, they're doing something right, and I have to at least, if I make negative content on a bunch of games, I have to at least make positive content on games that are doing something positive. I can't just be biased and only make videos hating on games, because like, what's the point in that? Then it just feels weird to do it. So, like I said, if I see you know, games doing well, I am going to praise them. I am going to give them the respect that they deserve. So yeah, the Crew Motorfest, if you haven't played it yet, I think if it's what did they say, 75% off, 70% off, and the Crew 2 being 98% off, I definitely think they're a good buy. They are a good buy. I think these are much better games, in my opinion, than the new Test Drive. I think the new Test Drive has so many issues that they need to iron out a lot before they actually come up to be like just a good game. Whereas I feel like the Crew 2 and the Crew Motorfest right now, they've kind of had their issues ironed out, and of course, like I said, next year it's going to be ridiculous for this game, because obviously they're going to go with offline as well. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to make this short video kind of praising this good thing happening in at least one of the games in our community, where, like I said, it deserves a little bit of praise. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you guys think of this update coming for next year, the year 2 update for the Crew Motorfest. If you're going to buy the game, if you're not going to buy the game, whatever, let me know in the comments below. Obviously, it's always a nice thing to see people, you know, discussing all that sort of stuff in the comments. So, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.